Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. RCMP are looking for the man allegedly responsible for attacking a 14-year-old girl on Thunderchild First Nation over the weekend. The suspect is described as approximately 5'9" with a slender build and short brown hair. He also has acne and a scar on the left side of his face. The victim was able to get away from her attacker after stabbing him with a pocket knife on his right forearm. He was driving a newer 4-door red Dodge truck similar to the one at the bottom of the screen. If you have any information on the suspect, you're asked to call Turtleford RCMP at 306-845-4520 or Crime Stoppers. Well, we've had sunshine and temperatures of plus 25 all week. To put it bluntly, it's been hot. And now the kids are out of school and many will be taking advantage of the weather and getting outside. But health professionals and parents alike take protecting themselves against the sun's harmful UV rays rather seriously. In this week's Healthy Living, Annika Notveit gives us some tips on how to stay safe this season.
Lindsay Hogan lathers up her little girl again. It's one hot day.
She's pretty lucky because her skin is dark, but we try to reapply all the time. I mean, I'm worried for her that I don't want to see her burned.
When choosing sunscreen, many mothers say they go for products specifically for kids.
Banana Boat, like SPF 60 for kids.
I used to use the kids on them when they were babies, but now they're both big enough. I just use usually the sports stuff because it lasts in the water longer.
But research shows the ingredients are the same. So, is it a money grab?
Some of them may have that claim, but I think it's more marketing than an actual beneficial effect.
15, 45, 30, and even 60 FPF are all options, but health professionals are saying anything over 30 isn't effective.
There's no point in using SPF 60 because the ingredients that make it up to 60 are toxic to young and old alike. The optimum SPF recommended nowadays is 30.
If you do want to go outside and not be worried about harmful rays, timing it by the clock is a good idea.
I usually recommend to my patients that the best time is between 9 and 10:30 in the morning and 3 and 5 in the evening when the sun is at an angle and not the direct sun.
But the best method for keeping your skin safe, not being exposed to the sun for too long.
Cover yourself when you're going out in the sun. But we do need vitamin D. So about 20 minutes a day of sun is good for anybody.
I try to keep it to a minimum, about 2 hours outside mid-afternoon. I'm worried she's going to get heat stroke or when it's really hot like days like today.
Annika Notveit, Newcap News.
Bob Mottrin was a community leader who passed away in April, but his legacy will live on through a passion that was close to his heart.
Going back a number of years, he was quite involved with Jazz on the Border. The original Mardi Gras, he was a performer with our band, TMB, played 12-string guitar and very nice tenor voice. Bob's wife, Gwen, is very involved with the Vic Juba Theatre and Arts on the Border and Street Fest and all that stuff, so Bob really helped her a lot.
Before Bob's passing, the two friends, both on Lakeland College's Board of Governors, discussed the need to support the arts program at the school.
A year's tuition is about $950, which is a lot of money for some families. So we're hoping to help out in that respect.
Bob's friends hope to raise $50,000 towards a scholarship in his name. Those who wish to support the award can contact Daryl Howell at 780-870-1671. Well, given the warm weather and the low levels of moisture that area producers have received this growing season, it's even more important to check the crop. The Canelo Council of Canada is reporting 21 weed species are resisting herbicides. In this week's Agriculture Report, Gerard Lampow finds out how producers are tackling this problem.
We've definitely had a challenging start to the spring with some uneven crop growth.
For the month of May, Lloydminster recorded just about a quarter of its 44 millimeters monthly average. For June, that's been about approaching 3/4 of the average. One producer in Edam has about 3/10 of an inch, and Dean Moore tells me all of spring he's gotten just 2 inches. Crops have really struggled.
These seeds are left on top, so we've got areas where the seed's just starting to come out of the ground. That's just germinated after the last couple little showers we've had. And then if you go this way, we've got seed that germinated immediately when I put it in the ground, and it's 1.5 feet tall.
When scouting your field, step 1 involves knowing what stage your crop is at and finding out what weeds are present. Step 2 is to decide what herbicide to use.
What we do know with the arrival of herbicide-resistant weeds is that if we keep using the same type of herbicide over and over in a field, that we will select for individuals or plants that will be resistant to that herbicide. And so we want to prevent that as much as possible.
But what do you do if the weeds are resisting?
You might want to take some samples of those weeds and submit them to a lab to confirm whether or not it is a resistant, what we call a resistant biotype of that weed species.
And if the results come back as a resistant weed, then Yerke says you need to use another herbicide to take that weed out.
Anytime that a farmer sprays a herbicide, he should be out a few days later taking a look to make sure that that herbicide is actually working against that weed population.
We're lacking moisture, but we still have enough moisture that the weeds are going to grow. And if we don't get rid of the weeds, then we have a complete write-off on the crop.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.